come closer. Sit by the fire. Warm your hands. The night is long, and the forest listens. Be careful where you walk in these woods. Not every spirit has left this land. There is one they call Oniate, the dry hand. They say she moves without sound. They say she reaches from the dark. Let me tell you who she really is. In Iroquois folklore, there is a being known as Oniate, which translates to dry hand. It's not a ghost, not a demon. It is a disembodied, dried, severed hand with a will of its own. Most often, the stories were told by the Seneca and Cayuga tribes, but no one knew where it came from. They say Oniate appears wherever the peace of the dead has been disturbed, where someone has desecrated a grave, where hatred and conflict tear a community apart. It makes no sound, leaves no trace. It simply manifests in the air a dry, blackened hand, as if pulled from an ancient burial, and it flies. If Oniate touches a person, the outcome is always the same. Either instant death or blindness, as punishment for the evil they have witnessed. This is not a random monster. It is judgment, a living reminder that the dead must not be disturbed and that discord always comes at a price. In the old stories, they warned. If in the night you feel a cold touch against your face, do not open your eyes, because perhaps the dry hand is already there. Kiatante, whose name meant I am alive, and his wife Owako Wolf were experienced hunters. The forest was their home, and winter was a familiar trial. They knew the trails, could read tracks in the snow, and believed that nature respected those who respected it. But on that day, the forest changed. A sudden storm rose during the hunt. The wind snapped branches, snow blinded their eyes, and the familiar landmarks disappeared. By evening, they realized they were lost. The forest, which had once seemed like a living ally, became cold and alien. Through the blizzard, they spotted a lone wigwam. "We'll wait out the night here," Kiatante said. Owako froze. "We shouldn't. I feel like something is following us." But the storm was growing stronger, and Kiatante brushed off her warning. "In weather like this, we'll freeze faster than any fear can harm us." They stepped inside. In the center of the wigwam lay dying embers. On a bed of spruce branches rested a dead man. His skin was dark and dry, as if time itself had drained him. Owako stepped back toward the entrance. "We can't stay here. He can't hurt us," Kiatante replied. And to make space, he carried the body outside and cast it into the snow. When night fell, the storm faded, but the silence became heavier. Kiatante quickly fell asleep, as if nothing had happened. Owako lay awake, listening to every sound. At first, she thought it was the wind. Then it sounded like something crawling along the walls. The rustling grew closer. She rose and fed the fire. The flames leapt higher, and in their light she saw it. A dried skeletal hand resting on her husband's chest. Long fingers clutched him like roots gripping the earth. Kiatante was dead. His face had turned gray, his body shriveled, as if life itself had been drained from him. Owako screamed and fled into the night. She ran blindly through the darkness. Snow lashed her face. Branches tore at her clothes. Behind her, she heard no footsteps, only a thin, slicing sound, as if something were cutting through the air. The hand was flying after her. It did not touch the ground. It did not tire. In the distance, she saw the lights of a village. Hope flared inside her chest. Just a little farther, and she would be among the living. She cried out for help, but she did not make it. Cold fingers touched her neck. In that instant, her body went limp and fell into the snow. The light in her eyes faded. Some say it was the spirit known as Oniate, an avenger of broken boundaries between the living and the dead. Since then, hunters remember, the forest forgives many things. But to disturb the dead is to invite a shadow that will not rest until it takes a life in return. So, did the fire warm you? Good. Then go now. Hurry home. And don't look back. Because if the dry hand is already behind you, running won't help. Don't forget to subscribe, so you don't miss the next legend told by Firelight.